So, you will uncover the mysteries of this world. Let's see you try. What's up, guys? I'm Monstrous, here to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 116 of Gachiakuta, which is known as, it's not on the first page. I have a little message. It's not on the first page. And I know this isn't like a blank first page, but then there's like an actual first page. No, it's legit just not on the first page. So in that case, I can't tell you what it's called. But even still, I'm quite excited. We just had a talk with the leader of the cleaners, whose name I forgot already because it's been 2 weeks. But still, Rudo's locking in with the cleaners, seemingly 100 million duodecillion%. But of course, that makes sense. The cleaners are essentially our main cast in this manga. I'd be genuinely shocked if Rudo ended up abandoning them, especially this. I'm not going to say early into the manga, but like, bro's still 15. He's not good for himself yet. He's not gonna go cook on his own. So regardless, I'm a teeny bit excited to see what's about to go down. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact: I do tend to have it on and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact: what even is this? This is still the cleanest head base. I just say head base, headquarters, or home base. Fuse them bad boys together. But interesting. The cleaners were formed to solve the mysteries of our world. Gosh, why do I keep forgetting? Like, he has such a clean design. I don't know why I keep forgetting his name. Cleaners leader. Gachi. I can type. I typed it wrong. Please, autocorrect, save me. Arca Corvus. He has such a cold name. Like, he has a cold design. He has a cold name. He built just like me for real. But like, why do I keep forgetting his name? I remember the girl's name. Her name's Simu. But even then, let me make sure. Let me make sure I ain't tweaking on that too. Hold on. It's spelled Seimu. Right. Gachiakuta. That may be wrong because I don't see anything popping up. No. Oh, okay. I spelled it wrong. No, I did. I spelled it right. Simui? Greer. I'm not trying to say the name. But regardless, Arca Corvus. That almost sounds like Orcus, which reminds me of whales. But let me not waste any more time. Let's actually hop right into the chapter itself. The cleaners were formed to solve the mysteries of our world. By who, though? But was it you? Are you immortal too? Or at least very long lived like her? Who are you, Arca? Let's see. Okay. Chapter 116. Rudo Surbrek, the cleaner. Rudo's like, wait, I thought you were here to clean stuff up. The cleaners were... What? But why? I mean, your world is pretty mysterious, dog. And plus, like, we already, as humans, have a natural inclination to try to understand the world. That's why we keep looking to the heavens and be like, what the heck is that? And we've done all of our power to, like, learn everything we can about the fundamentals of our universe. But with that being the case, on top of that, I can't imagine what humans would do in order to gain knowledge if there truly was another entire world in the sky, where sometimes remains of people or clothes would fall down. Like, of course, naturally, we're going to try to figure out everything else. Not to talk of what we figure out in our regular world. Let's see. But, one thing, I love how Urano-sensei does eyes. Specifically Rudo's eyes. They are, like, strangely deep. Like, and it's weird, because there's like 2 ways to look at it. If you look at it with, like, this, there's the left, or, I suppose in this case, the right, on Rudo's end, on the right edge of the eye here, it almost looks like the eye is like full. Like if you were to do like a side perspective of someone's eye, you don't see the roundness that pops out. It almost looks like that, but that's implied by this full line here for the rest of the eye, not just the sclera, but also the iris itself. But in this case, if you look at it like this, it's almost like the eye is sunken in. It's like, it's a really cool way. It really depends on how you look at it. It's kind of like those photos that when you tilt them, you get different images. That's what it feels like here for the eye, because it's almost like the eye is sunken in. Like, at least like the pupil and the irises are sunk into the sclera, which is the exact opposite. I believe our eyes, in fact, are like I said, the opposite. Your pupil protrudes out the most, and then it's your iris, and then it's your sclera. That's why your eyeballs are round. But let's see. But why? Ooh, he's so clean with it. But this library is not clean. Certain texts that have been found on the ground for more than 150 years, for some reason seem to have faded in unnatural places. Oh, ooh, intriguing. What? Unless you believe that every one of these myriad writers deliberately chose to write this way. That's true. But that's interesting. It's like, what? Because this world is obviously magical, right? Like to some degree it is magical. We have the whole power system in of itself with the vital instruments and life energy and stuff like that, and interpretation. So like clearly this world is somewhat magical, but I wonder why. Who's doing it? Or was it legit was it the nature of the person writing it who was like, only certain people will be able to read this, and or after a certain amount of time this will fade and only this will fade? Because like obviously we have stuff in our universe like invisible ink, right, where you can write in regular ink, then write in invisible ink, and then unless someone has like a black light or it's a black light or some other specific type of UV radiation where you can then see the invisible ink. So that could be this, or this could legit just be the magical application of someone's vital instrument, where ultimately they simply wrote it and then had the conditions, unless X condition is met, we will not be able to do this, or someone will not be able to read this. I wonder why, though. Let's see. But what could also be interesting is if it's neither of those things. It's not someone just going out and censoring it, or the initial vital instrument user doing that. It'd be interesting if the world itself was like, no. Nuh-uh, buddy. This contains too much vital information. Let's just delete that real quick. Because that's entirely possible, too. Because Gachiakuta clearly has a world that's somewhat alive and sentient of its inhabitants. Somewhat. Once again, the trash beasts themselves are entirely autonomous phenomena. And not in the same way that animals are entirely autonomous phenomena in our world. Fauna itself is, well, we are fauna, for one. And two, it's not, our fauna is not made of trash, for example. But also you have the whole idea of the Watchman itself, or what sits within the barrier between the spear and the ground. So like, clearly the world itself may just be against the unity of those two worlds for one reason or another. Let's see. The majority of these passages are about the relationship between the spear and the ground. Okay, let's see. Why was the world divided? What happened between the spear and the ground? The important pieces are missing, and they're the ones we can't find anywhere. But there are traces that certain people did live. The clues are faint, but they're still here. Huh? You mean... You saw one in Canvas Town. Maka's idol mural. But yourself, once again, Rudo if only we knew... That's the thing, we know. We know that Tamsi knows something. He knows Sean. He may be a legacy too. That's interesting. I wonder, this truly is a question. Does Tamsi have any sort of a legacy importance? Or is he just a random dude who figured out how to do it? Because, like, of course, however many humans have existed, someone would figure out how to do it. Someone would figure out how to get to and from safely. Like, it would just happen. But I wonder, because Rudo's a legacy, and we know that because of his role, or at least his ancestor's role. How ancient that ancestor is debatable. It's clearly not any direct recent line, unless time flows differently on the spear and then on the ground, but I don't think that's implied yet. So, like, interesting. Let's see. Maka's idol mural. And you're wearing another one right now. Corvus, you look so clean, but I was talking about the size of your forehead. It looks like around since they heard me. they fixed all the size. So clean. Let's see. And you're wearing another one right now. Something that once belonged to Canis Subrek. Is it Sherbrek? Subrek? It can't be Subrek. Subrek there wouldn't be an R there. So I think it's Sherbrek. Sherbrek. That sounds weird though. I feel like Subrek rolls off the tongue better, but Sherbrek is probably what it is, unless the R is silent. But I've heard of rolling R's. I don't think I've ever actually heard of a silent R. Rhapsody? No, that's a silent H. Let's see. Then I was right. These did belong to my ancestor. And once again, that raises the question. Is that thing that sits in the barrier Canis? Like the Watchman, essentially. Considering it's called the Watchman series, and it was known as the Watchman, and that big old thing in the book, like, but why would he be there? Why is he immortal? Why did he reproduce? Why does his Vital Instrument series have so much power? How? And once again, it's interesting because despite them having so much innate power, they still all clearly manifest in their own ways. Rudo's application of the gloves are different from Amo's application of the boots, which are different from Zaido's application of the jacket. Like, there's still so many differences between all of them, born to the people they're connected to, but they still contain some innate power. Wow. I don't know. And of course, we still have no idea why his daddy had them. Why Regto had these gloves in the first place. Who knows? I was like, these did belong to my ancestor. Corvus is like, it's me, Rudo. I'm your ancestor. Okay. The first cleaner noticed these clues and started looking for these vestiges of those people. But the ground is not a kind of place that makes not the kind of place that makes it easy to find things. Mountains of waste too large never fully dispose of, and monsters made out of trash keep getting in the way. And the first cleaner was forced to realize that one person alone can do nothing. Hold on, let me get a good look at this first cleaner, dog. That may literally be you, Buckaroo. How are you immortal too? Are you immortal too, buddy? Are you immortal too, buddy? Uh-huh. You can't trick me. Look at these dreads. And then look at those dreads. You can't trick me. Arca, I know what you are. Well, I don't know what you are. Just like I don't know what Kuro is. But I know what you are. In a sense. Let's see. And so we were formed. An organization designed to clean up the trash beasts and clear away the debris that had buried our world's secrets. And that's why the cleaners exist. But why? Why are you telling me all this now? If you told me at the beginning, I wouldn't have taken so long to... Can you honestly tell me that I could have told you this when we first met and you wouldn't have been totally confused? Yeah. I bet he's even still a little bit confused now. Because this is still crazy to think about. Especially considering, from what it sounds like, the cleaners don't seem like information gatherers. They don't. They just seem like what's in the title, cleaners. And while you can like stretch around a way to remotely tie that back into information gathering, like cleaning up the darkness that covers the true light of our world, like that, it's such a stretch that I would not blame a round star Rudo who barely understood anything. It still barely understands anything on some Anthem KH1 type beat. Those who understand nothing, those who know nothing can understand nothing. Like type beat like that. Like I get it. I get why Arca was holding it back. But Arca, I still feel like you're holding back more. Drop more lore. Well, maybe not. What you needed was to feel like you had gained some information for yourself. Even if you had help to do it, there's a real significance in having made the effort yourself. That is true. That is true. Don't get me wrong. If someone were to simply stroll up to me and say, hey, you're looking pretty cool today, Pencil Man, here's $1 billion. Would I complain? Absolutely not. I'd be like, I do a hop, skip, a jig, a backflip, everything in my ability. I would pull out physical capacities and abilities that I never knew I had and I didn't have until that very moment that I was handed 1 billion beans. But it wouldn't feel as earned as if I got 1 billion beans myself, like, and once again, it helps in Rudo's case, specifically not tell him everything in order to build trust. He needed to learn who the cleaners were as people so he could have faith in them. And now that he does clearly have that faith, that loyalty, that attachment to the cleaners, now Arca can tell him all this without any worry of Rudo just being like, thanks for the information, G, and just booking it off, because now he feels emotionally connected to people, such as Engine, such as Rio, such as Zanza. The person. That's Zonka, not Zanza. I'm not talking about... But let's see. And now you've arrived at the stage where I can tell you these things. Huh. So the guys who don't know this stuff haven't reached this stage? Arca's like... Well, wait, put it like that. Let's see. People join the cleaners for all kinds of reasons. Some want to eradicate the trash beasts. Some... Interesting. Some want to protect people from the trash beasts. Yep, this whole line makes sense. This is how line that makes sense. Some are looking for power. Interesting. I wouldn't have put Zonka in that path, but I guess so. Looking to empower himself, and by proxy, probably empower others. Some want a place to belong. I still need Rio's backstory. What do you mean you were an assassin? You're 16! What type of Killer Zoldyck backstory do you have? Oh, what? I need to know. Got started. Rio, what? To make a living, to help with their family, to have fun. Everyone has their own values. Yeah, and that's true. That's kind of like any organization ever when you think about it. Like, some people work at a place because they love the work there. Other people are chasing a bag. Other people chase a bag for their family's sake. But ultimately, a lot of people will work at the same place. And some will even do the exact same thing for completely different reasons. That's just life. It's kind of like school. There's some people who do biology because they love biology. There are people who do biology because it's mandatory. Hi, I'm people. But with it, actually, no, this is the thing. I do like biology, but I don't think I could have ever seen myself like properly studying it. Let's see. Everyone here has their own values. When it comes down to it, I'm using all of them. Yes, you're nice and devious with it, Arthur. I should just tell them everything. I know that, but I can't. So I keep sending these people who know nothing into danger. What I've become is far from what you'd call righteous. But I have to keep going. For my friend. Ooh, who's your friend? For Kuro? For my glorious King Kuro? Who's your friend? Who are you talking about? Is someone sealed in there? Well, this is the second image we've gotten of this chapter. This chapter. This is his vault, right? So I'm going to use you, too. I'm going to help you. In exchange, I want you to help me. We can expose the world's secrets together. That's a danger. That's a high risk gamble. That's a high risk gamble right there. Telling because like, then again, it can't. I've seen it work. I've seen it. If you're like complete, it's hard for me. Like once again, I'm, and it's weird because not necessarily. I'm a funky guy. I'll really admit. One, because I definitely need a shower. But two, also, just in general, like, I am sort of a, yeah, sure, I'll help you out. But, like, if you just tell me you're gonna use it, I don't like the sound of it. And I am, weirdly enough, despite how logical I pretend to be, I am still a very emotional, like, deliver it the right way kind of guy. So if someone would just flat out tell me, I'm going to use you. No, spread it. Okay, obviously he didn't say that. But still, I'm not sure he could so readily take his hand. So he's taking a gamble here. Honestly, it may have been better. Like, if I'm Arca, I'm doing what I'm doing with everyone else with Rudo. Or at least I'm not phrasing in the way that I did. But I think he's got Rudo's number. The chapter's called Rudo the Cleaner. Rudo Subrek the Cleaner. We can expose the world's secrets together. Rudo's like, I think there's this big tall guy in front of me, speaking politely and acting like the definition of a gentleman. And he's telling me to my face that he's using me. A righteous person would probably not use those words. And I'm pretty sure he's still hiding things from me. Oh, he most certainly is. There is so much I'm confident the same person who started the Cleaners is him. It's him. It's him. It's him. It has to be him. Once again, there's a reason we didn't see the original Cleaner's face. And there's a reason we likely have not seen this man's vital instrument. Like, it is the first selling point we get of Arco when we first hear about him, the leader of the Cleaners. No one has ever seen this man use his vital instrument. Not a soul. Don't that smell just a little bit suspicious? I don't know. Let's see. But for some reason, this man seems like he's covered in mud, but is very sincere. So is Tamsi. Trust me, Rudo. You don't want to trust him. But honestly, because you know, the crazy thing is, put me in Rudo's position and I'm still shaking his hand. Because where else do I have to go? That's the only thing. Rudo right now, he has so few options, and he's clearly still not strong enough or diverse enough to operate entirely autonomously, that now he sort of just needs to take the step, shake the hand, and make sure he watches his own back. That's the safest game to play. I get his hesitation though, because like when you are so blatantly honest about the fact that you are just gonna use it doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right, especially considering that implies that you know there are things that you know that you wouldn't tell me for the sake of making sure you can keep using me. And you made the calculated like my brain would start to wombo combo and spiral down a rail. But let's see, Rudo, you're going to accept, aren't you? Wrapped up that ain't golly. I'm done being Rudo the Spearwright. I'm Rudo Shabrek, the Cleaner now. Okay, darn, you have to grab that hard though. Yeah, let him go a little bit. But all right. So Rudo, he's accepted it. He's now become a puppet puppet like many others for the same man, Arca Corvus. Let's see how well you play your role, Rudo Shabrek, the cleaner. Let's see Arca smile. Uh-oh. He a little freaking geek, If giving you what you want helps me get what I want, then even if I have to drag myself on my stomach, I'll keep fighting with you. Oh, golly, I didn't know you were like that. I promise, I won't let you regret using me. That's a strong. Once again, if we're all being honest, I'd be honest in a heartbeat. You may regret using me, because I'm going to use you. And that's what Rudo's saying. He's like, hey, we all know this again. This is the law of clone exchange, dog. I haven't read a Full Metal from an Alchemist, but this is the law of clone exchange. That's what Rudo's saying right now. But I've read Peak. I own some Peak. But still, I get it. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. If that involves sacrificing it all, sometimes you gotta sacrifice it all. What's it? I won't let you regret using me. Uh-oh. He's having flashbacks. What if he, once again, if he truly is that ancient, if he's the first cleaner or he's immortal of some type, what if he knew Canis, bro? Well, no, that doesn't make sense. If he's really truly looking for the mysteries of the world, maybe then that's not the case. He's probably not that old. Let's see. Oh, pat. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. You have no idea. You couldn't possibly know. My past, my history, or how deeply your words have touched my heart. Yeah. So once again, so the question is, right, I think this is the second time, at least the second time I can remember in the manga, where this attention is being drawn to the back of his head with this very flexible, very emotive eye tattoo. What if Arca was human and using his vital instrument or someone else's implanted himself into another vessel? And this Arca, while appearing human, isn't actually. He's someone who is taken over by the consciousness of Arca Corvus, but isn't actually biologically Arca Corvus. And maybe that's why he cannot use his vital instrument or has not used it, because he doesn't have one anymore. Ultimately, or it could be a similar situation to, what's his name, where the body itself is the vital instrument. Ultimately, this tattoo here is Arca. And by activating and maintaining the body, that is the vital instrument. But ultimately, since he's not but a conscious anymore, he's not like the guy who has the cursed puppet, where he still is a living, breathing human being. Ultimately, he cannot empower this body anymore. He cannot go far beyond this body because this is his vital instrument. So no one's seen it, but it's been seen all the time since you mentioned him. I don't know. But what we get eyes on this book for, Buckaroo, and the open choker. Let's see. Ooh, what's happening? Oh, we getting a flashback? Let go! Let go of me! This isn't right! This isn't a blessing! Let me go! Stop! At least let my sister go! Let go! I said let me go! Listen to me! Mom! Ooh. Ooh, what is this? If this is a world where things are taken from you, no matter how hard you... Oh, is this Canis? How hard you fight it, then this time, I'll be the one doing the taking. Or is this idol? Because this looks like the coat of the set. Interesting. Okay, yeah, okay, so it is idol. All right. So, okay, so he took the piece of the set. The anger versus the serenity. Now, Zidal simply waits to be able to open his package and get the information he desires. Zidal needed this, though. If we're going to spend a little bit of time with him, he needs it. Tamsi has kind of taken at least on the poll I did, and from what I've seen around the community, Tamsi has kind of taken the community by storm, essentially, and now he's the fan favorite villain, even though Zidal was set up as our main antagonist. So if we're going to get some more flashbacks, if we're going to get some more context, if we're just going to spend some time with Zidol and see him open this package a whole month later, I'm excited to see it. But overall, this chapter, 'twas some gas, dare I say. 'Twas some gas. I'm excited. And I'm interested to see what we're going into. Obviously, right now, we do immediately have the costume festival, whatever, the Halloween thing in universe. That's probably our next arc, quote unquote, hunting down the Choker Maker. And after that, that's what I'm really interested to see. Because what progress can be made with the information that Zidol has gained, and what can be done from the cleaner's perspective in order to better develop an understanding of the world. And also, on top of that, what is Tamsy's role in all this? The truest wild card of wild cards at this point, since we know so little about him, his associates, or anything like that, if he even has associates. There's so much interesting in this manga, bro. Kei Arata Sensei, you are cooking a scrambulious meal. But if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave clean fate in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do happen to have a picture down below, or you can support me for as low as $1, get them one, now these are exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions, whatever the series I happen to review, ad variations of all my videos, and becoming to a $1 Patreon or a $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, I do have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below, where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, 20 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with a pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Zara, Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Brandon Payne, Glacier XZ, and G Prosper. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 members, A+A, Ignil Lind, Kevin Encarnacion, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 members, Fine, Austin Wimberly, Uchiha, and Yuki Ally. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $10 members, AZ Void, J Warrior, and Robbie Uchiha. And I'd like to give a big old thank you to our $10 patrons, Overlord Zero, Waki Munoz, and Idem Okami. And I'd like to give a final, gracious, gargantuan thank you to our $100 That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, Calvin Elder.